I'm Nick Seco from Home Right Windows and Doors, and we're located in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. So we do vinyl replacement windows, we do steel and fiberglass entry doors, we do aluminum storm doors, and we do sliding patio doors, all made by Provia. The windows are a vinyl replacement window, and it could be anything from double hungs to casements to bay and bow windows and everything in between. So when somebody calls in the office and needs an estimate, they get Roxanne on the phone typically, and she would schedule an appointment for me to come out and take some measurements, provide some literature, go through what options we have, and then I would follow up within about 24 to 48 hours with an estimate with all the details of the products as well as the installed price. I find that we're typically much more affordable than the companies that you see advertising on TV or in a lot of other places. If they're spending a lot of advertising dollars, obviously they're passing those costs on to their consumers. You could go to our website at homerightwaynesboro.com, or you could call us at 717-749-4874.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk TriState.
Welcome back to Let's Talk TriState, all powered by Home Right Windows and Doors in Waynesboro. The right choice online at homerightwaynesboro.com. One of my all-time favorite people in the whole entire Tri-State, and I don't say that a lot, Donnie Souders, mayor of Smithsburg. So nice to have you back. How are you?
It is always great to be here.
Yeah, and it's busy in the Burg.
It is. Maybe we need to coin that phrase as well.
I just came up with that.
I like that.
Yes,
we've got Third in the Burg, our events, the EDC host, and then, maybe we'll have to steal busy in the Burg.
Before we get to there, how are things?
Things are busy in the Burg.
Yes,
so just like a lot of the municipalities, our budget went into effect. We're starting to ramp up on all those projects that we'll have to do over the next 12 months before the end of the fiscal year. Mm-hmm. We're starting to see the pickup in velocity of different, road work. We just finished I think it was close to $400,000 in road work.
Wow.
So, that was part of last year's budget, and then this year's budget. Our town manager has done a great job of trying to, organize these projects. And we want to make sure that people understand that, when they pay taxes, they are getting services from the money. It's, so we're keeping busy. Mm-hmm. As you like to say at the beginning of the show there, we are keeping busy in the Burg. We've got a lot of governmental things going on, which is great. And I want to apologize to everyone for the inconvenience of the road work, mm-hmm. But they are definitely necessary repairs that needed to be done.
Yeah.
And some of the subdivisions that we've overlaid haven't been touched in 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
So, and now it's the dog wagging the tail. You do it today, and then you've got to plan that out for the next 20 years or so and come back around. But we are getting things done, and we are definitely busy in the Burg.
And all that is great, the road work, thank you for sharing all that, but let's get to the fun stuff.
Let's do the fun stuff.
What is this month's Third in the Burg?
So this month's Third in the Burg will be next Saturday, July the 19th.
It's on my calendar.
Okay, great. Mm-hmm. We hope you can make it down.
Mm-hmm.
It will be a car show, and this one, instead of being in the downtown section of Water and Main Street, will actually be at Veterans Park.
Okay.
So I've got some cheat notes here.
Please.
I'm gonna steal from. I asked the Economic Development Commission is putting on this event. They put on all of our Third and Burg events, and it's actually "Cruise the Town" is the tagline for this one.
I like it.
There's going to be open rides to every era. So we'll have all types of different cars, from muscle cars to the old classic cars. Trucks, funky vehicles. So it should be a really good, fun experience for everyone in the family.
Can people still bring their cars in, or do you have to pre-register for it?
There is a registration,
Okay.
so they can go to visitsmithsburg.com/Third in the Burg, #car show.
Okay.
To get information on registration, requirements, things like that. But we'll also have a band, local artist. The Mac Berry Band will be there to play during the event. Who usually draws a very good local crowd. Mm-hmm. So please come on down. We'll have vendors, local crafts, food, things like that. And then there'll be other things for the public as well. So other activities and events. And there might even be, maybe a giveaway or two down there. So,
That's always a nice way to
It
entice
is.
people.
It is. Come down, enjoy. Hopefully it's not 150 degrees out.
Yeah.
We know we just wrapped up our Fireman's Carnival, and, the carnival season in this area is great, but you're always at the chance of the weather. And the first couple of days was like 102 degrees.
Yeah.
We had late afternoon thunderstorms, but proud to say it was still a success for our local fire company. I just met with them, as a matter of fact, earlier this week. Every year, our town council and mayor and council make a donation to our fire squad, our community rescue group, and got a chance to go down and hear about their carnival and how it went. And like I said, I'm very pleased that if we're not the first, we are definitely the best carnival in the area.
Oh, that's great.
There you
yes,
go.
that does feel good to say. Now, going back to the car show, is this the first time you've done this?
No, this will be the first time that the Economic Development Commission of the town is overseeing or running this event. Last year, we had a local business owner that actually had the event, and that's where we drew the interest from it. So in an effort to work alongside with this business owner, we thought, you know what, it might be easier to use our resources, our staffing, our ability to get the event out and advertise it a little better, because we want to continue to see these things grow.
And so this is next Saturday, the 19th. What is at
Veterans
Park, and what is the time?
12 to 4.
And it's free.
And it's free.
You just come hang out.
It is free for the public. I think there is a registration for the vehicles. I also believe that we'll have, like I said, we'll have a myriad of different activities for all age groups to enjoy.
Those are always fun events.
They are.
It's good to get the family out, get out in the town a little bit, mingle. It's just always good to do those things.
And maybe I could talk to the guy in charge. Maybe we could do a classic car parade or something.
Yeah, that guy.
Not that I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, he's something, isn't he? And then you have the National Night Out. That's coming up. Is that county or statewide?
It's a national thing.
Oh, okay.
So it's National Night Out. All the municipalities, most of them that have some sort of law enforcement agency or first responders, it's primarily geared toward law enforcement appreciation. So this will be, I believe, the 7th year that we've done it. I'll have to check my notes on that one. But we've done it. We've had previous chiefs that set this up, and the tradition continues. And we're really looking forward to another night of our community coming out in Veterans Park. That'll be Tuesday, August the 5th. Again, that'll be everywhere that municipalities have law enforcement.
Everybody in you said it's nationwide, does it on the same day?
Same day.
Oh,
so
I don't know if I knew that.
It's the first Tuesday of the month of August. Ours will be at Veterans Park from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Again, there's demonstrations. I think over the years we've had canine demonstrations. We've had cars crushed to show, things like that. Trooper 1, the Maryland State helicopter, has been, I believe 2 or 3 of the last couple years has actually attended. Our fire company, our EMS, they all do some sort of demonstration. They have things to hand out. So it's another one of those events where, again, we can show appreciation to our first responders, but it's also educational.
I wanted to tell you, I forgot about this until you just said this. I don't remember where it was. I want to say maybe Mont Alto, but they had, I don't think it was the National Night Out, but it was some event, same thing, where they were doing demonstrations, and they were showing how you use the jaws of life in a car. And they needed a volunteer to get into the car.
Okay.
And that was me.
That was you.
So the car was already completely demolished and smashed and upside down. And they had me, I was in protective gear because there was glass everywhere.
Okay.
They had me climb in, kind of go upside down, put my seatbelt on, and then they demonstrated to the public how they use the jaws of life to get people out. It was fascinating. Really was. And even though it was pretend, it was a little nerve-wracking.
It's a different perspective, right?
Absolutely.
And I think the 1 year that we did it, I think the very first or second year we hosted the National Night Out, we actually had a monster truck come in and crush the car and then do the demonstration of the Jaws of Life. So, but thank God you weren't actually in the vehicle when they decided to crush it.
And absolutely, yes, that's good news. But I just kept thinking, if this ever happened, the way that they responded, how quick they were, the way that they spoke to each other, it's like down to a science.
Yes.
It was comforting to know if this ever does happen, you know, I'm going to be okay.
It's amazing the amount of training that they all go through. I know every year around prom season, they'll display the demolished car just as a reminder of, you know, not to drink and drive, you know. And it is the amount of training and effort that they put in. And for small community fire departments like the ones that we have and that we see a lot here in the rural area of Maryland, it's volunteers that are giving up a lot of their time. Their families are giving up a lot of their time so that they can support those that want to be responders. So it, you know, we wouldn't, especially in small communities like Smithsburg and like I said, in the surrounding area, it would be very difficult to have to rely on your larger cities like Hagerstown to have to send their respondents out to our issues. But our guys, you know, just the other day we had a power outage at the intersection of 64 and 66, and there's one of our community volunteer firefighters out there trying to direct traffic on a main busy thoroughfare at rush hour. And that's the kind of thing they do. They just, when the siren goes off or the alarm goes off, they just jump in the vehicle and then they go and respond.
I mean, we can't show enough appreciation for them. It's
and it's the same way with law enforcement. You know, we're lucky that our department now, I wouldn't say full staff because we're not 24/7, but we're getting closer to that. And I know we talked early on about budgets, but you know, we did see an increase in our budget of 25% or about $125,000 over last year, again, so that we could show that, you know, public safety and security is one of our top priorities in Smithsburg.
Yeah, that's great.
So this is one of those like, hey, here's putting the money behind the department, but now let's actually show you, you know, some physical, appreciation and what they do. And a new component to this, councilperson Renard on our town council spoke to the chief at our last meeting and came up with the brilliant idea of we're asking everyone that attends National Night Out to bring a non-perishable item. So we're going to use one of our public works trucks. We're going to set it up somewhere, have a sign up that says, you know, food pantry collection. And our attempt is to try to fill the entirety of this F-250 truck so that we can deliver it to our local food pantry, Tabitha's Table in Smithsburg.
I like that. I like that a lot. I think that when you think about bringing the non-perishable food items, that happens so close to Christmas, and you don't hear as much about it in the warmer months, the summer months. So it's nice that you guys are circling back to that and doing something.
And I've gone down 2 years ago with our town manager and our police chief was down there to hand out meals during, I believe it was Thanksgiving or Christmas, one of the two. And then last year we had staff members go down during the holidays and the same thing. And even though Smithsburg has a higher medium income in our region, and you know we've got a lot of workers that are they're working, they live in Smithsburg, but they travel to a Baltimore DC suburb area. They're working Frederick, things like that. You sometimes neglect the fact that there is a need in your community, and it's not always the perception that maybe you have. It's people that you work next to, that you've talked to, that you never really realized that, you know, they struggle a little bit. So yeah, anything that we can do to give back to our community and our food pantry, because Tabitha's Table does a lot to make sure that those that need those things get those things when they need them.
Yes, yeah, we've talked to them before. They're great. Okay, so then we have another Third in the Burg coming up in August.
We do. We have one in August.
Should we touch upon that?
If you don't mind.
Not at all.
I know you're going to be a world traveler here soon. So
I'm off to Peru in 5 weeks, not to brag, but yes, that is me.
So I figured we'll go ahead and touch on that. It'll be a summer block party. This one will be down at Water Street near Main and C&P Lane. So it's right there where it is down there on the square. Again, from 12 to 4. What we're trying to do is create like a beach theme, like a beach party. Yeah. So, you know, we'll have food trucks, we'll have a DJ, live music. I think it's the Beach Bums, a Baltimore-based tribute band will be there. Face painting, there'll be all kinds of events for kids. I have signed up to do an hour of the dunk tank. I believe Tabitha's Table is looking at, doing some sort of fundraiser where bring a non-perishable, you get one ball to throw at the mayor or whoever is in the dunk tank. I mean, but I did sign up for an hour. And usually, you know, that's when the lines are longer.
I'm sure.
Because everybody likes to throw something at the mayor. So they'll do that in conjunction. I believe that's what they're working for, is to have Tabitha's Table set up a dunk tank, bring a non-perishable item, you get one ball. If you make a donation straight to a cash donation too, I think it's $5 is 3 balls. And don't quote me on that. We're still working out some of those fine details.
Well, that's fine.
But we'll have a lot of events to pull, again, the variety of different ages to enjoy this block party.
Are you doing any kind of like beer garden or anything like
typically
that?
When we do the one downtown with the band, we do set up a beer garden. So I would imagine that that'll be there as well. And again, it's a really fun time if you haven't been down. Now, again, hopefully the weather in August, helps us, especially from that 12 to 4 range. But we're really looking forward to, if you've never been to Smithsburg, if you've never visited, if you've never shopped, we want you to come and explore and see what's there.
Good way to get your feet wet and just see what's going on down there.
It is.
It's such a great town.
And I think I told the story last year when we did our block party, when we had the hubcaps in. It was a young lady from, I think, like Johnstown had won one of our raffles. And it was, hey, a friend of mine lives in Whispering Hills, saw the event. I came down that weekend with them. And this was the first time I'd actually ever been in Smithsburg. So that's what we're trying to capture. We're trying to get those folks that have never come in, and with the events like the car show and then the summer block party and all the other events that we put on throughout town. Because at the end of August, the Steam and Craft Committee will have its 51st annual Steam and Craft Parade. That's that last Saturday in September. And I'm also, if I can, I know we're jumping a little bit further ahead there, but that parade at the end of September, Candy Blessing, who won 3 Special Olympics medals over in Turin, Italy, will serve as the Grand Marshal. So we were able to secure that she's going to serve as the Grand Marshal for that parade. So I keep teasing her. I'm like, she's going for the Mount Rushmore of all the accolades that we can give her. She's had a proclamation and a day named after her. She threw a first pitch, which was a strike at a boxcars game.
I saw that on Facebook.
And now she'll be the Grand Marshal for the parade. So I guess we'll have to find, I guess in golf and tennis, the Grand Slam, we got to find one more thing that we can get her recognized with.
I'm sure if anybody can make it happen,
we'll
that's
work on
you,
it,
my friend.
So we appreciate that. So again, we go back to what we started with. It's a busy time in the Burg. We've got a lot of events, a lot of things going on, and we're really looking forward to highlighting and celebrating our small community, but it's a mighty proud community.
It's a great community. Smithsburg is such a smart, darling area. Really, really enjoy it. But Donnie, you're a big part of that.
Well,
you really are.
Thank you.
We love having you here. You're always a delight. And so is there anything else that we haven't covered that you want to make sure we discuss?
No, I think I'll make sure I come back after your Peruvian trip so I can spend a little bit of time and learning how it was.
Yes, and I'll be bragging about all the hiking of Machu Picchu and seeing one of the wonders of the world and all the fabulous things that I was able to do there.
Now, any idea of doing some sort of podcast or some sort of video while you're there of the highlights and how your trip is going?
I thought about it.
Okay.
The reason I have decided against that is because of the altitude.
Okay.
A lot of people get sick. They don't make it to the end. They need oxygen, and I don't want to. If that happens, I don't want to showcase that.
Okay. Nope.
I want everyone to just see how tough I am, and that you don't see the journey getting to the top. You just see me at the top.
Now there's an edit button on there. You can just edit all that out. No one would ever see it.
And then next time we talk, it will be like getting into the holidays. Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy that we're already to the almost middle of July.
So in September we'll be starting to talk about October, November, December. It's insane. Well, Donnie, as always, thank you for joining us today on Let's Talk Tri-State.
Nope, and again, I appreciate you having me on, and always love talking about the Burg.
Absolutely.
Let's talk Tri-State.
If you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Let's Talk Tri-State, call 717-597-9200 or email letstalk@921thegoat.com.